Good evening and welcome everyone who are joining us on Facebook Live and on Zoom today, locally and globally, to Naveda's 80 is the new 50 webinar panel discussion number 24. So I am Veena Dansingani, the founder and director and alopecia hair loss specialist of Naveda Integral Wellness Center in Hong Kong, which is the first value-based integral wellness center offering a transformative health experience to its clients in Hong Kong. So last month of June, Naveda had taken the initiative to bring awareness and educate people about authentic, traditional, and classical Ashtanga yoga as a way of celebrating International Yoga Day as a special addition to our Naveda's campaign called 80 is the New 50 panel discussion, which was launched on the 21st of January 2021. This month, we have taken the initiative to educate people about the Indian medicinal plants and have once again invited experts and scholars to share their knowledge and insights on this subject as Naveda is committed and dedicated to bring the ancient Indian wisdom to the global platform, and we at Naveda have a full range of therapeutic Indian herbs in the form of food supplements which can address various different forms of health concerns like insomnia, Alzheimer's, depression, anxiety, stress, joint, heart, brain, and many, many more related to female and male health. So today, Naveda will be discussing about two very popular Indian medicinal plants, which are neem and turmeric, which is commonly heard, but these days not fully understood on how and when can they be used or applied and what are their actual benefits. So there is a lot of confusion amongst people about all the variety of herbs that is available and their uses and applications. Can they be used in complementary with modern medicine and so on. So the experts in this panel will be giving us insights and clarity amongst about all this and more. So today I would like to warmly welcome our guests to this panel discussion. So we have Dr. Pragyan Trapati. I'm sorry if I pronounced it
Yeah,
incorrectly.
yeah.
He's the director of Narmada Ayurvedam Panchkarma Center in Ujjain. And then we have Dr. Yogesh Joshi, who is the founder of Ayushman Ayurveda and Panchkarma Center, Pune, India. We have Dr. Sanjay Nagakar, who is a renowned microbiologist and scientist, PhD from the University of Hong Kong. And last but not least, we have Mr. Lal Darinani, who is our Naveda's campaign, director, and our 80 is the new 50 campaign ambassador. So first, thank you so much for all of you for being here. Thank you to Dr. Trapati and Dr. Joshi for being here. And we are very much looking forward to hear, and our audience, which is very, very international from 50 different countries, is very, very interested. And, it would be wonderful to shed light on the two main plants that we have chosen, which is on neem and turmeric. So, should we start with turmeric, which is actually a very commonly used in many, many places around the world these days?
Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. So, should we start with Dr.
Pardon,
Joshi?
Joshi. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Dr. Joshi, thank you so much. Welcome.
Hi.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about. So our main focus is today is neem and turmeric. So we're talking first about turmeric. So turmeric is very very commonly used in specifically lots of Indian households for sure, and now more so you're seeing many other cultures and backgrounds using it for different purposes, and everyone seems to be saying turmeric is very good. And if you look even during the COVID-19 pandemic, people have been, really advocating the use of turmeric. So can you please shed light on some of the main benefits of turmeric to us?
Yeah. Uh, Thank you. Uh, First of all, this herb, turmeric, is a very well-known herb which is used in day-to-day practice of the household things in India. It has basically an anti-inflammatory and antioxidant capacity tendency. It is widely used as a part of blood purifier. It is used in many things. Basically, all the systems it is being used, various parts such as gastrointestinal disorders, respiratory disorders, blood things, breast milk feed, lactation people, in regularizing the fat metabolism, toning of the skin, toning of your own body, toning of hair, toning of eyesight, and various things. This turmeric is used uh, in every house as a part of a cooking part, which helps because it is a part of thinking that use of turmeric in a day-to-day life will help to nullify all the oxidants, oxidative things, or all the free radicals. They will eradicate all the free radicals and it will neutralize all the poisonous material in your day-to-day life. This helps for in so it is used in our day-to-day life. It has a anti-cancerous property. Basically, the curcumin, which is a main ingredient of turmeric, is used as an anti-cancer drug for prevention of cancer and for the treatment of cancer also. Any other things?
Yeah. So a very good point. You said that you mentioned about curcumin. So is actually curcumin being used daily in our food? I mean, is turmeric and curcumin the same thing?
Yeah, it is daily used in our foods. In the traditional parts of every part of the food which is made in the home, the by default curcumin or turmeric, the whole turmeric is used as a part of the food ingredients in our day-to-day life. Many of the things it has a tradition in our in India to apply the cream of the mixture of milk and turmeric to the bride and before the marriage so that the skin glows and all the toxins of the skin come out and all the skin of the body glows and she looks very beautiful. So this is a very important tradition for which the turmeric is used in the tradition of India.
So, Dr. Trapati, would you like to add on to anything that Dr. Joshi has said?
Yes, definitely. See, apart from all the household things and all the big problems which people are suffering from or which people are facing in day-to-day life, Ayurveda says that Prameheshu Haridra, the most common disease nowadays in the world, which most of the people are suffering from, is I think diabetes, or most of the people of the world are prone to have diabetes. So they say in Ayurveda very clearly that diabetes for diabetic patients, or even for the patients who are prone to have diabetes, or the parents, if if the parents are diabetic, then for the prevention of diabetes to occur for their kids, they have to take haridra, or they have to take this turmeric in a particular quantity every day. So apart from that, if we are talking about classical Ayurveda, then they say that there are three basic components of the body which which are Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. So turmeric is something which corrects Pitta and Kapha, which are basically responsible for the health of skin and for the purification of blood. Apart from that, whenever seasons are changing, when we are moving from a rainy season to like summers to winters or whatever in different parts of the world, and people will be suffering from cough and cold, like that, the upper respiratory tract disorders. For such disorders also, turmeric is a wonderful herb which can be used with water, it can be consumed with milk, it can be applied externally for beautification, for various skin problems, for pimples. Like if a person is in teenage and there are so many pimples on their face, then how we can apply haridra or how we can apply this turmeric over faces? We just have to take a tuber of turmeric and we have to grind it or rub it with little water over a stone, and that paste has to be applied over the face, over the pimples, or over the discolorations of face. So it is a wonderful cosmetic herb also. And apart from that, there are so many things which I can tell you about turmeric. Turmeric is something which kills all the worms. If there are any worms in your gut, or there are some allergic or fungal infections over your skin, then you just have to apply haridra turmeric externally, or you can take it even internally with water, milk, or mixed with honey, or with any kind of cream, or you can apply it mixed with the Vaseline, or Vaseline jelly, or with coconut oil, or even with olive oil also you can apply it, and it just enhances your skin texture, the quality of skin. It clears all the fungal infections over it. If you are having any kind of itching because of excessive sweating, particularly in this summer season, then you can just add little turmeric to the water you are going to take for bath, or you can just keep on taking like keep on consuming turmeric, like a pinch of turmeric twice or thrice daily, and that will help uh, to detox your body, to clear all the worms from your body, and to enhance the skin quality and texture of your body. Anything else? Yeah.
Wonderful. So, Dr. Sanjay, would you like to share your viewpoint on this?
No, it's very interesting, like, because we all know, being an Indian, like, obviously turmeric is like very common and used. And in India, especially when we get married, like what we call uptan, like I left India 30 years back, like, so I still like, yeah. So we have the haldi ceremony in our marriages, right? So benefit of the turmeric is well documented. And I will say from scientific point of view, like whether it is in the agriculture university or other university, we have the full research of what we call the Indian medicinal plant, and turmeric is under one of the Indian medicinal plant, well studied kind of things. And that's where like there's a lot of research on curcumin, especially, like, which is the active molecule of turmeric. Now, the only thing what I try to explain over here, that over the time period, what we have learned, that turmeric taking as a food is a different thing as compared to turmeric taking as a therapeutic value or as a supplement. Because when we take as a supplement or the therapeutic dose, these are actually the extraction and as a pure curcumin. Whereas the raw turmeric, like, is a turmeric, which has a like turmeric plant, including curcumin, right? So whatever we say, like in our Indian curries and all those kind of things are our food recipes, these are these are turmeric, which is a part of our dietary component, right? But when we do, like as Dr. Yogesh Joshi mentioned, like it has a cancer, anti-cancer property or many other property like that, then you have to apply the therapeutic doses. So the idea is like, if you have to apply therapeutic doses, If you eat raw turmeric, it will become like 50 gram, 100 gram, and then your body will, like your digestive system will give up. That's the whole idea. And that's how, like the research, what we have done over here is the concentrated turmeric, and that's what we're talking about. So when we say supplement, like suppose we have a 500 milligram of curcumin, for example, right? But this 500 milligram of curcumin may come from 20 milligram of turmeric, raw turmeric, or 50 milligram of raw turmeric. So that is the thing which people didn't understand so far. So putting the 1 teaspoon of turmeric in milk and things like, okay, that is a daily practice kind of thing. Like people, whether you are healthy or not healthy, like you are having a practice. But when we go into the therapeutic regime, then there is a, like in an international market, that is why I'm saying I never seen in India that much. In an international market, we have a, which we call the high potency curcumin, which the 3 peaks. So curcumin also have like it's a 1 peak, 2 peak, or 3 peak curcumin. So the 3 peak curcumin is considered as like there's a lot of research on anti-cancerous and other stuff kind of thing is given with the doses of 500 milligram to 1000 milligram. Again, that is the thing I said, it's extracted from the low temperature CO2 extraction. This is a new technology. Whereas like most of the things like in India also have like low temperature CO2 extraction, by the way, Dr. Tripathi, Dr. Joshi. There's a couple of units set up in Delhi and other places. You can inquire, and that is actually very good. It will be very useful for you. So what is the difference here? When you do the distillation and take the curcumin out, so maybe for example, from 1 kilogram, you may get a 500 milligram. I'm just giving this for sake of example, right? 500 milligram of curcumin from 1 gram, right? From the distillation. But if you use the low temperature CO2 extraction, you may get at least 50 gram to 100 gram of curcumin from 1 kilogram of turmeric. That is a major difference. So in still distillation, what happened? It's a very old technology. We lose a lot of important ingredient. Whereas in a low temperature CO2 extraction, it absorbs. So the difference is that, that's what I'm saying. In order to put like 1 unit of low temperature CO2 extraction, it may cost 6 to 7 crore rupees in Indian value. Whereas the distillation plant, you can put in 2 lakhs rupees or 1 lakh rupees. That's the major difference. So as a practitioners, you should pay attention to this. Like these days, like pay some international brand, you can see that. And you will see that it is written on those brand that low temperature CO2 extraction. That is a key. And that's why now I come to the another point why India always have a problem like, oh, US have patented turmeric belong to us. So it is not about the turmeric. It's about the technology by which they have take out the active molecule. And unfortunately, we didn't. So we are using turmeric for a very, very long time period with a very good evidence, but we somehow not as a par with the technology in terms of the timing. So the Western world or the international world has recognized the benefit of turmeric much faster than us in terms of the technology point of view. So when we see the international market, you go to US, Canada, UK, everywhere, though the turmeric is purchased from India, but they are processed over there. And there's a lot of market. So with this, I really want to know, Dr. Tripathi and Dr. Joshi, like, are you aware of any good turmeric products available in India, which you think personally with your practice that these are really good product, which is really working very well?
So Dr. Joshi can answer.
Yeah. Basically, I agree with Dr. Sanjay for extraction of molecules. But when we practice as an Ayurved consultants, you may feel that we are backward. But I was a part of a study in which a curcumin was used and a turmeric was used, and the absorption of curcumin in the blood level was measured. At that time, the curcumin molecule which was extracted was less absorbed in the bloodstream than the what curcumin which was absorbed from the whole part of turmeric. I would like to say that the whole ingredient, why we have been emphasizing on using whole ingredient, because we have Ayurveda has a concept that whatever is in nature, that is in your body, and the things which are being used required for your body elements to develop and to nourish and to deal with all the things should be in a way that these are being absorbed easily in the body. So, as a part of all these things, we are using the part of preparations of turmeric as a whole, or as a part of which are which we call as a Ayurvedic preparations, which mainly what we use as an Haridra Khanda Avaleha, which is a very important and very much used in day-to-day practice from cancer to the treatment of coronavirus also. We have used it and we have seen a tremendous and effects in it. So the basic concept what I would like to discuss with Dr. Sanjay is whether it has been observed that the amount of curcumin which is absorbed is really equal to the amount of what which is being used as a whole, because we were not having the technology. It is not like that, but the tendency behind using the whole molecule as a whole product of a as a powder, as a plant. Why? Because it has got a constituents which help the main ingredient to get absorbed in the stream and to act on the particular parts or the molecules or the elements of the body. So I would like to initiate this thing. Whether I would like to hear from Dr. Sanjay whether are these been studied made, because I was a part of this study and I have seen this, so I have kept in front of you. And the things what have been of Ayurveda, what we are seeing that why use of whole curcumin or whole turmeric instead of the molecule. The basic concept is what I have told now.
I can explain to you. So
Yeah.
it's very simple.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it is true. Yes. Like as per the Ayurveda theory, right? Whatever the Ayurveda concept, it is always considered like use the whole plant, like okay, turmeric, right? But what happened? Like I just wanted to give you this example. Science is progressing, it's dynamic, it's not a stable product. Okay, Dr. Tripathi and Dr. Joshi, you both will agree if we like do the brainstorming from the neutral point of view, right? How the science work. Science is never a product. Science is developing. What we know in 1980s, we know more than 1990s. Like 1990 we have a new information, 2000 we have new information, and we reject the information what we know in 1980s, right? So science doesn't work in this way that whatever people have found 1980s, now it is chopped and signed and it has to go for next 2000 years. This is rule number one of science. And that is why what I'm saying that we work with a very high instrument. For example, the instrument called conductive plasma. If you go most of the universities in India, what you have to check what kind of instrument they are using. What is the efficiency of those instruments? So I work with India also. I'm the product of National Institute of Oceanography, Goa. I did my master from India. I did my MSc also from Jabalpur. And then I did my PhD from Hong Kong and Canada. I world travel and then I got opportunity to compare different good labs and everything. I've been to NCL, Pune and everything kind of things, right? So now what happened in science, the most important thing comes the efficiency of the instrument. That's what one thing we have to understand. That in which lab, what quality of instrument you are using to do your research. This is number one. So that's where the data differentiate, right? So we like have a data which is very highly pure data, is an absolute pharmaceutical level. Now, what is the pharmacy? Pharmacy means like your digestion system do not have to work very hard. It's like corona. What is, we are all hearing about the spike protein and then the receptors, and like that's what we are hearing in corona, right? So what happened when you know the molecular science, when you know much more about it, it's basically, you know, the target that you shoot over here, and that's you get the result. For example, 10 years back, for the therapy of cancer, there was only three treatment. Radiotherapy, means I'm talking about the allopathy, right? Radiation, chemo, and surgery. But as we learn more about the receptors and everything and molecular biology like that, then we have a immunotherapy. Now we have a targeted therapy. We have a tons of new type of treatment, which called the targeted treatment or immunotherapy treatment. So the message what I'm going to deliver is we are learning more. Now, I have a very interesting information. Unfortunately, due to my like confidentiality, all those kind of things, I cannot take the name of the company. But in India, one of the very big companies, managing director, pharmaceutical companies, managing director, suffered from the brain cancer. And being the owner of pharmaceutical company, he rejected everything and he went on turmeric treatment. But he didn't go on that whole turmeric Ayurveda concept. He went into the turmeric, what I'm talking about, so my concept, this concept called nutraceutical concept. So I'm not disagree with you. Your concept is the Ayurveda concept. I agree with you. But then there is a new branch came up. We call it nutraceutical. It's not a pharmaceutical. It's a nutraceutical. So there is a lot of research going on in the nutraceutical in terms of the efficiency and efficacy of the nutraceutical. And now they are comparing that the nutraceutical result is equivalent, bad, or better than the Ayurvedic result. So the researches keep going on. So on turmeric, just to sharing with you, the whole world, there's a lot of research paper. When you use a raw turmeric, it has to go through your digestion process. And it has to use the body mechanism, right? Whereas the pure extraction of the curcumin give directly to your blood system direct. So we bypass our nature. That is a medicine, basically. It is a technology, right? So yes, conclusion here is you are also right. And what I'm saying, I'm also right. Right? Your way of practice, the philosophy is based on Ayurveda. And the most important thing is, it's not about how much curcumin or how much turmeric. The most important thing is, which you can share to our audience, that what we want to share our audience, that if you have some wonderful result of your patient, those who are coming to you, that's we want to spread to the people. So then people get idea, right? People get idea, no, this turmeric is good. And then Dr. Joshi has treated so many people and they gave it a wonderful result. So at the end of the day, we are passing three information to the people. Number one, as I said, yes, I work with the nutraceutical, which is a pure ingredient. Now you're talking about, okay, there's a food ingredient or something like that. We're taking it and people are getting cured. Dr. Tripathi mentioned like in the Upton and all this, like the beauty part and the with the honey and take all those kind of things. So we all have to give collectively the information to our audience that, okay, now how they should use turmeric on a daily basis where they can get a benefit from it.
So, Dr. Tripathi, would you like to answer that? I think we've lost Dr. Tripathi. Okay, Dr. Joshi, you can answer that.
Yeah. Uh, I got the point of Dr. Sanjay. I very well agree with him. So, as a part of all these things, in our day-to-day life, day-to-day practice, we suggest all the people, all our clients, to use their turmeric in the part of food. While having the food, they should use turmeric. Plus, one thing they should use every, they should consume. It is basically, it is, we say that uh, 2 to 4 grams of curcumin or turmeric daily, morning and evening, with small amount of honey. If we consume it along with milk, that will help to clear the worms in the intestine, and also will help in detoxification of all the blood elements and the digestive system, clear of all the digestive system. One more thing what we insist on, 20 ml of raw juice of a turmeric along with 20 ml of amla juice to be consumed with small amount of honey, empty stomach, daily, which will help to regularize the metabolism of the pancreas and the digestive system, and will help them to reduce, basically for the diabetic patients, will help to reduce the part of, means the intensity of sugar level, to maintain the sugar level, and to keep away from the side effects of what the diabetic patient is getting on the body. This I
Dr.
would
Joshi,
like
I have
to,
to ask you this question.
yeah.
This you mentioned like the 20 ml. So how you make this? Like, what is the procedure you recommend people? How you make the juice of turmeric?
Yeah, we basically we ask them to keep it over soaked in a means a raw turmeric, which is a part of, which is a complete turmeric, which is not been
Yeah,
processed. Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
then we ask them to soak it in a water overnight, and then after in the morning we ask them to just churn it from a mixture and then take a juice of it.
Okay. So can someone use mixie like to grind it? No.
They have to grind it, but they don't have to add more water in it, because it is already soaked in it overnight.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. That's good.
So, Dr. Tripathi, are you okay?
Dr. Tripathi,
Mm,
please unmute yourself.
yeah, yeah, I'm good. There was some disturbance in between. I'm sorry for that.
Problem. So we were just, Dr. Joshi was just sharing on how one can use turmeric on a daily basis, that can be beneficial to them. So he just shared something. Would you like to add on to that?
Yes, definitely. Actually, we are giving a lifestyle chart for all our patients, and we are asking them to add a pinch of turmeric in a lukewarm water, and it has to be consumed early morning. In Ayurveda, they say that prabhate usha panam. A person is supposed to take a little hot water, a little lukewarm water early morning, and that water, we believe that uh, it will be clearing all the channels of the body, and that whole water, one glass of water, will be evacuated completely from the body. And if we are adding a pinch of turmeric to it, then it will be actually detoxifying all the channels of the body, and it will be clearing and basically cleaning all the channels of the body. And apart from that, that particular turmeric, if we are going to take it with milk or with honey, then it is even known to help for anemia, for anemic patients who are having very low hemoglobin. It is known to enhance hemoglobin level also. The not it it not only purifies the blood, but even it enhances the blood and also the blood circulation in the body. And
Sorry,
yeah,
Dr. Tripathi, this is very interesting because you touch a very interesting point. So is it to like me? So do we have like, do we have a lot of case studies like that where the anemia has been like recovered by using turmeric and honey kind of thing? Because this is really interesting information.
Yeah, definitely. For such patients who are little poor and who cannot afford all the very costly or expensive uh, blood purifiers or hemoglobin enhancers, for
Mm,
such patients, or even for the small kids who are not able to take lots of Ayurvedic medicines, which are not very yummy all the time. So
yes.
we'll be giving them turmeric, one pinch, and it is always convenient for kids to take it with honey. Honey is not just a taste enhancer in Ayurveda. It is known to have a property which is called as Yogavahi, which means that if honey is added to any particular medicine, it accelerates the process of that particular medicine to reach the last cellular level. So if we are adding honey to turmeric, and if a patient is going to take it, then that honey is actually going to accelerate the absorption of honey, absorption of turmeric, and it's reaching to the last cellular level uh, for something around 10 times. So that particular property honey is having. That's why in Ayurveda, if we want to make a medicine as fourth, if it is supposed to act very fast, then we are mixing it with honey. Honey is not just a taster for patients in Ayurveda.
So
Yeah.
this is very interesting, Dr. Joshi and Dr. Tripathi. This is like so honey, like as you say, like it facilitate, like it's facilitate the, or it enhance the absorption, right?
Exactly.
But you see like a lot of like this turmeric product, they have a black pepper also. They add the black pepper into it, and they say like the black pepper also enhance the absorption of the turmeric. So how much is truth in that?
Yes, it is very much true.
Yeah.
As the part of means as this honey has the tendency to reach the minute microorganisms and microcells
Uh,
of the body, this part of what we say, it, the pepper, black pepper, minute amount, if mixed with anything, it helps as a part of, as like honey, to take this medicine to that minute part of the body, in spite of having any obstruction in that micro, the system at micro level.
So you mean to say, you are saying, suppose if we don't add honey, so then we can add black pepper, or you are saying we add honey and black pepper both?
Uh, Sometimes where it is required, we can use both, if because black pepper is very hot in nature. The people with have which are having the pitta tendency or acidic tendency, it may get aggravated due to addition of this pepper. So in that conditions, only honey is being used. In other both conditions where the acidic conditions is not there, uh, then black pepper also can be added.
So can diabetic people use honey? Like means, can you recommend diabetic people to use honey, Tripathi, Dr. Tripathi?
Yes, definitely. Because Ayurveda, what Ayurveda says about honey is, when they are talking about the treatment of diabetes, they are saying that honey is one of the most important medicine which can be used to treat diabetes. So in many of the old Ayurveda and classical Ayurveda literatures, they are asking patients, they are asking doctors to recommend their patients that most of the diabetic or anti-diabetic medicines should be taken with honey, or even if you are taking turmeric with honey, it will be more efficiently working as an anti-diabetic drug. Yeah.
This is getting very interesting. So like, see, like there's a lot of things coming up. So sorry for asking so many questions to you, but it will help our audience over here. Um, as you know, like turmeric also known as a blood thinner, right? And a lot of cardiovascular patient, those who have a plaque, right, they are already on aspirin.
Yeah.
right? Aspirin is an anticoagulant and the blood thinner. So do you think like the people, those who are taking aspirin, they should take turmeric and it should not interfere with the aspirin? Like how they balance it out, kind of things. Yeah, Dr. Joshi, can you answer?
Sir, the thing is that the quantity matters.
Quantity matters.
Yeah, the amount of which the turmeric is to be taken, or honey is to be taken, it matters. Oh, 2 or 3 pinches of turmeric
Uh,
will not cause any that much drastic effect on the part of anticoagulant activity of the blood, because it basically it acts on the basic quantity, basic thing of blood, formation of blood. The toxins in the blood are being reduced by the turmeric, and so the blood becomes thin. This is the concept of thinning of the blood of Ayurveda
Okay.
through
So
turmeric.
if we say measurement you're talking about, so can you give some idea? Like suppose we take a small teaspoon, like pinch, like maybe like it's like many people may not, because a big guy has a big pinch, a small guy
Yeah.
has a small pinch.
So
So
I
can
will
you give
say
a
2
score?
grams,
2 grams.
2 grams, 2 to 4 grams,
So
more than enough.
2 to 4 grams is what? Half tablespoon?
One
Less
fourth,
than that.
1/4.
One fourth.
Yeah.
So what, Dr. Tripathi, what you would like to say the same comment on that? Like what is your comment on this?
Yeah, definitely. Because when we are giving turmeric in very small quantity, then it will not be definitely it will not be disturbing the circulatory system that much. Because in Ayurveda also there are, when we are giving some medicines, it's very pinpointed. So when we are giving a medicine for particularly enhancing the secretions of pancreas, or even for the insulin to be absorbed in cell membrane, for quick absorption of insulin in cell membrane and metabolizing the sugar level in the blood. So for such purpose, actually what most of the books have recommended is Nisha Amalaki Prameheshu. That's what they say, that if you are adding amla powder, Amla, which is very well known nowadays worldwide, like in Chawanprash and Amla juice and all such things are very famous nowadays. So what they recommend absolutely, and ideally for almost all the diabetic patients, like if a doctor has not is not needed to put a lot of mind over what is the stage of diabetes, what is the age of the patient, and what is the diet and seasonal variations of that particular region where the person is living, then just give Nisha Amlaki. Just to take amla juice 10 ml and add 1/4 teaspoon, 2 grams of turmeric to it, and add this combination to half cup of water and take it early morning for 90 days. That is what the classical practice in Ayurveda is coming up. And this is what even we are practicing along, and this we are giving for diabetic patients along with whatever the anti-diabetic medicines they are taking. So it is not actually going to put uh, put the diabetic level down from normal. What Ayurveda says is, if you are giving any anti-diabetic Ayurvedic medicine for longer time, or even in little more dosage, it won't harm your body, it won't let the diabetic level come down from normal. So it will keep the diabetic levels within limits, even if we are going to vary the dosage a little bit, like that it goes.
So I have a question over here. So you gave a concoction of certain things. So since we are on the topic also of anti-aging, 80 is the new 50, anything that can improve, does this help Alzheimer's or anti-aging, or for someone to become more youthful?
Yeah.
Dr. Joshi?
Yeah, of course. Basically, turmeric is used as an anti-aging drug also. As Dr. Tripathi said, that if you use regularly intake of small amount of turmeric every morning, empty stomach, This is also going to help to purify the blood, detoxify your body elements, and enhance the metabolism of your body and skin metabolism, which will help to glow all the things, the skin, all the muscle structure, the metabolism of your muscles, and also the hair. This will help to glow and grow in all the way.
Wonderful. And any contraindications of people who really should not be using this?
As I mentioned, quantity matters. In small quantity, all people can have. In
Wonderful.
small quantity,
Yeah.
all people can have. One more thing I would like to add, there is a myth in all the people that if a person is having a jaundice, they should not consume turmeric. There is a myth. Many of the people, means many of the patient comes to us, and when they have a jaundice, they ask whether we should eat turmeric because it is yellow in nature and it is going to enhance, means it is going to grow the things. So we educate them that no, it is not going to aggravate anything of jaundice, whereas it is going to cure all the things which are being created as a part of jaundice. You should regularly, or we say that you should little have little more part of turmeric in your day-to-day life, day-to-day food, to regularize the metabolism of blood metabolism, liver metabolism, to cure this jaundice part. So this is a very big myth which is in the part of the people's mind, and we are regularly facing this from all over world. When we have a discussion and all these things, people regularly ask this question. So I specifically try to mention this in my talk today.
Wonderful. So I'm going to now move on to Neem.
No, 1 second, 1 second. Yeah, I'd manage because something is very just we don't want to miss out. Like it's a very interesting thing is coming up. So we went on a starting like anti-inflammatory properties, antioxidant properties, right? So as you know, like there's a lot of people with the bone, like arthritis, and like there's a lot of inflammatory things in our body. So there's a lot of pain, bone problem, other kind of things. So how well turmeric help in an inflammatory situation? Means what is your experience like as your patient, what you are dealing with, Dr. Tripathi?
Unmute.
See, when we are talking about inflammation or when we are about joint pains, in such cases, what Ayurveda really recommends you that calcium supplement, like the best available calcium supplement with us is milk itself. So what Ayurveda recommends is you have to prepare a special preparation out of turmeric, which is in Ayurveda called as Kheer Pak. We have to take 1 glass of milk, add 1 glass of water to it, and take 1 teaspoon of honey, oh sorry, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, and just keep boiling it till 1 glass of milk remains and the 1 glass of water evaporates completely or gets absorbed into it. So when we are preparing a preparation which where we are boiling milk, water, and turmeric, and we are boiling till only milk remains, that particular part of medicine, then now it becomes a medicine, and it will be very beneficial for all the joint disorders, all the inflammations. Moreover, if we want to use turmeric for some emergency condition in inflammatory cases, then we have to prepare decoction of turmeric. Just take 1 liter of water, add 1 teaspoon of turmeric to it, keep boiling it till 1/4 of a liter remains, then add a pinch of salt or a pinch of alum to it, and just pour it, keep pouring it over the inflammatory part for minimum 20 minutes. for something around 3 to 7 days, then the inflammation will definitely disappear. That is how we practice in Ayurveda in our clinic. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
Okay, should we move on to Neem?
Yes, please.
Okay, so wonderful. So, Dr. Tripathi, would you like to share with our audience about what is Neem and some of the benefits of Neem?
Yes, neem is Azadirachta indica, and neem is something like the national plant of our country. And
Yes.
definitely, when we are knowing, if everyone comes to know about all the benefits of neem, then this tree will become the international tree of this globe, definitely. Because Ayurveda says, there is a famous saying in Ayurveda, Sarva Roga Haro Nimba, which says that there is no disease in this earth which cannot be managed by neem, or which cannot be managed with neem. Let the disease be like let it be swelling, inflammation, let it be itching, let it be any diseases of blood, let it be any tubers or tumors, let it be like any wounds, let it be all kinds of allergies, let it be loss of interest in everything, let it be fever, let it be vomiting, let it be emaciation, let it be obesity. So like that, let it be toxicity, let it be cancers, let it be lots of like free radicals in the body, let it be joint pain, let it be skin disorders, let it be disorders of eyes. Like I can keep talking about team throughout the day. So I think I request Dr. Joshi to please proceed if I have left something.
Yes, Dr. Joshi?
Unmute. Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Tripathi has covered all the aspects of neem, especially from the all the points of regular day-to-day use. Specifically, this neem is used in skin diseases, allergic conditions, and various wound healings techniques to detoxify or to disinfect the wounds, basically the diabetic wounds. Regularly, we use this neem in our day-to-day practice. Uh, as a part of our clinic, what we prepare as a part of a facial product to every individual, this neem is a part of it, of our preparation.
Wonderful. So tell us about, again, if someone were to consume it at home, is this something that, how can they consume it at home, and what are, like, yeah, because neem is generally not used like turmeric every day in our foods. So how can one consume neem?
One best example, my son is 10 years old. From last 3 years, he is regularly consuming 5 leaves of neem daily in the morning, empty stomach, along with jaggery, little amount of jaggery. He is regularly consuming it, and we have seen a very drastic change in his immunity system, immunity building. He has not developed any parts of any things of skin diseases, any trouble of worms. He has not been developed, and his skin and his intellectual is regularly growing, and his appetite is very much maintained. So this is the example of my own home which I am giving. Regularly it can be used as a part of a bath also. When we boil the water, if we can put little amount of this neem leaves in it and regularly use it for the bath, you will, I guarantee that you will never get any skin diseases, any allergic things, and your skin will glow like anything.
So it sounds very much more like people suffering from a lot of skin ailments Why? Is it because it's able to purify the blood or what?
Yeah, it has just like turmeric, but turmeric is little hot in basic nature. Neem is little bit of cold, what we call as sheath, cold in nature. So it purifies the blood, regularize the pitta in the blood, and it helps to cure all the skin diseases.
And I also know that a lot of people, I see that they consume neem and turmeric first thing in the morning. Why this combination?
Yeah, what I told you in the morning means, as an example of my own child, that he is consuming all of both these combinations are antioxidants, antibacterial, and having a tendency to develop good elements in your body and purify your blood, maintain the metabolism of your body of all the systems. So this has been consumed basically every day. It is expected to consume every day in the morning. Specifically when we have a tradition in India, Gudi Padwa, what we say, the day, first day of Indian calendar. At that day, it is been the part that the neem and the combination of neem and jaggery is to be consumed by everybody, because at that time the kapha dosha and pitta dosha in your body is naturally increasing, and to regularize that, it is to be consumed for that whole month you have to consume it, so that in the further ages of the year these doshas will not affect your body in your day-to-day life.
Okay. And yes, Dr. Tripati, you have any nice, yeah, the uses of neem? What do you think? How do you use neem?
Yeah, definitely. I would like to mention one more very important thing, that in India they are worshipping Mother Goddess. You might have seen that no Durga festival, the Mother Goddess is being worshipped in India, which is actually a symbolic presentation of our immunity. And they say that the Mother Goddess, which is Mother Nature, which is the immunity of the body, which is the Shakti, which is the power, that particular energy is residing over the neem tree. That is what they say. So they strictly believe here is, and even in Ayurveda, they say that whenever there is Ritu Sandhi is a time where one season is slowly getting ended up and the fresh season is going to start. In that particular time, our immunity will be at very lower level. So they say that one must consume neem leaves, like just crush the neem leaves, prepare small pills out of it, something like the pea size of pills, and just consume one pill daily early morning for this particular 15 days of time, the 7 days of previous season and the beginning 7 days of the next coming season. So by consuming these neem pills for these 15 days in this seasonal changes, your immunity will not come down, and there won't be any viral, fungal, bacterial, or any other microbial diseases occurring to you. And even you will be get rid of all the allergies which a person is suffering from. Because nowadays I'm seeing people who are saying that I'm allergic to dust, I'm allergic to sunlight, I'm allergic to grains, to milk, to n number of things, right? So if a person is suffering from any kind of allergy, then Ayurveda believes that that particular system of the body has really lost the immunity to fight against that particular natural change, or the natural thing which is happening around, natural or unnatural. So to enhance the immunity in that particular condition, they say very beautifully about neem and turmeric both, that the neem is really very cold in nature and turmeric is very hot in nature. So instead of consuming them separately, just put them together and take them for at least 15 days when there is a seasonal change. So your immunity will really come up and you won't be ill. You won't be falling ill at all. Yeah. Thank you.
So, from what I'm hearing, it's anti-allergen, it's antiviral, it's antibacterial, it's antifungal.
Exactly. Exactly. This is what I'm talking about.
Sanjay,
Moreover, yeah,
go on, go on.
please.
No, go on.
Seen most of the research papers which have been published throughout the world. See, I should not say about research papers when Dr. Sanjay sir is sitting here, because he is a man who is supposed to talk about them. But still, as I love neem so much, so I'll be talking a little that they have proved in international journals also that neem is very well known as antiviral, anti-malarial, antioxidant, antifungal, anti-carcinogenous, anti-ulcer. Even it has been very much used by various scientists for the research of, like in dengue virus, HIV virus, like that also. It has been used in very drastically for many big diseases which are still incurable. But neem is having a role to play, a very good and important role to play in their treatment. Yeah.
Wonderful. Dr. Sanjay, you have any comments on this?
This is like this so interesting conversation. Like I think like the time is very short because next time we should do like
One
one
plan.
topic. Yeah, one topic because a lot of things cannot be covered here, and that's what we really want our audience to listen, because what happened, like that's our treasure in India, right? We have such a wonderful like herbs, plants, like everything, and then there's so much study. So as I mentioned, I'm from Jabalpur, and I know that like in Jabalpur Agriculture University there's like a very big department of medicinal plant, and like in every university, I think like in Pune and everywhere, like means this research is going on everywhere. So we are very much advanced in Indian medicinal plant. The problem here is that unless you guys are talking the way you are explaining the people, it is very rare that doctors are communicating with the people directly. There's a lack of communication there. What the people, normal people talking, like the consumer talk to the consumer through the like online platform and all those kind of things. So the depth of the information which should come like a doctor from you, for example, the way you mentioned, like okay, there has to be a honey, or there has to be like a turmeric, or like you grind the neems and you make the pills, or like whether you put the little bit like a black pepper, amla, and like the turmeric, morning timing, doses. These are the thing I think like people are missing. Okay, and the people if know that how to know. So everyone know, yeah, turmeric is good, and means we should not laugh, but that's what I am hearing the news also, that so many people are overdose of the turmeric during Corona time period because they don't know how to use it properly. So the question come here, whether it is a neem or turmeric, what are the hindsight of overdose, and what is there any overdose? Yeah, you can start, Dr. Joshi. Yeah.
Uh, basically, in India, people generally don't overdose these regular things, because in all regular house practices and all people regularly know that how much it is to be consumed and for how much time. But definitely, I will tell that if neem neem is more consumed, it may create, Ayurveda says, it may create Vata dosha prakop in the body. It may also create, it may also result in lowering of sperm count, because neem is also used as an contraceptive in many conditions, used as a contraceptive drug for many conditions. So it may, if higher dose or long use of neem or anything in higher dose is being consumed, it is not only of turmeric or only of neem, any drug, any quantity in higher doses for longer time, it is going to harm your body. As of neem, what I would say, that if many of times it is seen that people consume when they are having that diabetes is there, we are having diabetes, they consume half glass of juice of neem every day. So that helps, means that results in ozoospermia or lowering of sperm count, and may also, it may also result in male infertility also, and in female infertility also. Would like to say.
Since you mentioned, like, as an interesting question came in my mind, is anything to do with the hair loss or stop the hair loss?
Regular use of the paste of neem, neem leaves, if we apply on hair with regular intervals, um, here the basic thing is that if there is a condition where the skin is infected, the basic skin of the hair is infected, and if you use regular, if you make a regular use of neem and combination of neem and turmeric in a part of paste or as a part of decoction, it definitely helps in stopping the hair fall, and also it helps in growth of hair also. But
Very
it should be consumed or it should be used for a limited time of period.
Because it's trying to cure the inflammation or any kind of bacterial
Yeah,
growth on
yeah,
the scalp,
yeah, yeah.
which is causing the hair fall.
Got it. Yeah, yeah.
yes, very interesting.
Understood. So yes, so is it also an antibiotic? Is neem an antibiotic, Dr. Tripathi?
Yeah, definitely. Neem is very well known to kill all kind of microbes. What we are doing here is, even as you are a specialist of hairs, so I really want to mention this, even for the patients of alopecia and even the patients who are suffering from dandruff throughout, whatever they wash their hairs with, they'll be again developing a lot of dandruff. For such people, if we are adding little neem leaf juice, or we are just frying their hair oil like coconut oil or olive oil or whatever they'll be applying over their head, if we are frying some neem leaves in that particular oil and we are filtering that oil and asking the patients to apply, definitely there will be very good amount of antimicrobial activity, and the person will definitely be getting their head free from dandruff completely. So it is having very good uh, property when it is consumed, or when the paste is applied, or even if it is fried with oil and that oil will be applied, or even you can put that particular oil in nostrils also, because Ayurveda says nasa hi shirso dwaram. If you want to treat the head, then the nasal route is the nearest route to for the medicine to reach the head, or to reach the skull, or to have a very fast impact over the skull. So in Ayurveda they say that nasyam, the nasal drop should be applied, or the oil should directly be applied, or the paste to be applied, or it has to be consumed orally also. Yeah.
I'm taking this topic slightly diverted because you mentioned certain thing and it's connected, though it's
Yeah.
not a part of like today's neem and turmeric. But when you putting the drop, like in India, mustard oil
Yeah.
are very much used to put the drop in the nose and the ear. So is
Definitely.
any connection or anything in your Ayurveda which show the good combination of neem, turmeric and mustard oil? or it has its own benefit like that? I'm just like a curious to know, because since you mentioned the connections and all that.
See, Ayurveda says for all the disorders uh, of above the shoulder organ, if there is any pathology of the head, like neck, let it be nose, eyes, ear, or any organ which is above the shoulder, they say that nose nasal root is the nearest root by which you can put the medicine and see the effect immediately. Because if you have to take it orally, it will go to your abdomen and it will be digested, and little part of it will be coming to circulation, and very little will be available for that particular organ to show some function by the herb. So they say that for different conditions, if you are suffering from any kind of sinusitis, then you have to process the oil or ghee with different set of medicines. If you want to see a effect of in the for the hairs, then there is a different set of herbs which should be stiturated or fried with oil or ghee, and that has to be put inside the nose. Same for throat, for oral disorders, even for the disorders of brain. So like that it varies. uh, as you are asking about mustard oil processed with neem or turmeric like that, then definitely there are some conditions, chronic conditions of sinusitis like condition, where there will be even worms getting developed inside the nasal cavity, and there will be a lot of smell, and there will be sometimes pus kind of, from the nose. In such conditions, definitely we are supposed to give a very sharp medicine, and the base will definitely be mustard oil, and we can surely fry the neem leaves and turmeric with mustard oil and filter it, and it can be given like 2 drops 2 to 3 times a day from the nasal cavity. Yeah.
So this all services are available at your center in Ujjain, right?
Yeah, exactly, sir. They are.
So Dr. Joshi, maybe the same thing with you, like the services are must be available at your center in Pune.
Yeah, of course, all.
So what is the thing, like, see, if the NRIs, like the foreign people, they travel to Pune or Ujjain, things like that, any things like you want to suggest the Navedas, our Naveda client, that who want to take your services over there?
Of course, they are always welcome. With prior appointments, we can arrange the various stays for them. We can arrange, means we can have detoxification packages for them, whichever are required for their body. Not all, whichever are required, only required for the treatments which are required for their body and lifestyle modifications with yoga trainings and all these things. We have different packages designed for all these people. And I would like the Navida people or the clients to specifically travel, or if they are planning for a baby, so for detoxification processes, what we are specialized in, they can always come and get the benefits for having a healthy and good progeny in future.
So Veena, like I really want to ask you this question. Like I found this conversation very useful and interesting,
Yeah.
right? I think like audience can learn a lot because the information is very generic and the knowledge is very generic. Like, okay, turmeric is good for body, or the honey is good for body, or neem is good for body, but how you have to consume, I think like today we have learned a little bit like that. So this is my suggestion, and I would like to invite Dr. Tripathi and Joshi once again and become the permanent part of our panel. Like this discussion is very interesting. We can elaborate like one by one. I think like we need one topic for a one discussion. And what I like best today is I think people need to know a little bit more in detail. First is the type of benefit it can do. Like for example, Dr. Joshi, you mentioned like initially heard turmeric like beside antioxidant and anti-inflammatory, like anti-cancerous kind of thing. Okay, digestive benefit. Okay, so you mentioned like that there's a myth, so there's it benefit the liver. So what I understand, okay, it benefit the pancreas, it benefit the liver. So there's a multiple benefit I can see from here, right? So that's the first part. Second part is like, okay, fine. If the people come to your lab, like your clinic, so you know how to treat, so they will do it. But still, there are so many people who want to use it at a home. I think like that's a very good to elaborate more in detail in a next session, Veena, I believe so, right? Uh, because like I wanted to take a notes very quickly, like because you were talking very fast, but next time we try to make like we try to give people a one or two a recipe, right, for their benefit, like okay, start this. But some people say, okay, I don't like or I am not a morning person kind of thing, like due to globalization kind of thing, right? They say like, okay, I'm a night person. So then you should have some kind of like solution for them, like also that if this person cannot take something in the morning, can this person take something in the afternoon or before bed, something like that. Doesn't matter, whatever like that. So we need to do something adjustment. So what, Mr. Lal, what do you think? Like isn't it very interesting?
Very, very interesting. And
Right?
I'm happy to inform that I've been taking turmeric amla every day. Also, I think the oil I'm using is contains some neem. That's why my hair, you can see my hair, and that's why, I'm feeling young. See,
Yeah.
it's working on me, so it should be working on many other people.
So Mr. Lal is actually very much every day he has a routine to take neem, avla,
Yes, yes,
ashwagandha, so
yes.
that is also keeping him very young and happy and
That's right.
healthy.
That's right. You can see I'm young. That's why my slogan goes 80 is the new 50. Now I'm 50.
Yeah. So that's very interesting that Mr. Lal recently completed his wonderful 80th birthday. So that's one of the thing we want to share, the power of Ayurveda or the power of Indian herbs, whatever you can say. Mr. Lal is one of the living witness in front
Yes,
of us over
yes.
here for our audience also. So it's not only the cheering face, but like the healthy body.
And yes.
And as he mentioned about hair, because see, many people don't know much about neem, and the whole thing is that how to apply neem and all those kind of things. So I'm so happy. I'm really like purpose has been like I think achieved in this panel discussion. So from my side, Dr. Joshi and Dr. Tripathi, thank you very much. I'm really
Thank you.
appreciate your
And
presence.
of course, at Naveda, we want to educate our audience about the benefits of all these wonderful Indian ancient plants. And it is available at Naveda Wellness as well. We make it available in Hong Kong so that, well, they don't have to necessarily always travel out to India. So we make sure that we have the best quality assured, the best quality therapeutic grade available right here, which is strongly audited by Dr. Sanjay as well. So that is, we make it available for everybody.
Just sharing with you, Dr. Tripathi is very interesting. You might have heard of the place called Babai.
Yeah,
Babai, not the near the Hoshangabad one, but the
yeah,
Babai near Jhansi, that on a
yeah,
top,
yes,
right?
yes.
Near Orcha, in between Orcha and Jhansi. So that's where the factory is, and the product we are basically bringing from there.
Okay.
So we started processing some like good quality stuff over there, based on a vast knowledge of Indian medicinal herb. So today, like I say, I extend my invitation on behalf of Naveda, including Veena and Mr. Lal, that please join us again. I really love that the simplicity and the way you explain, because that's what our purpose is. We want our audience to exactly meet personalities like you in a simplest way. They can understand,
Yeah.
means a primary school student can understand, when we are saying something like that should be. It's not like very complicated kind of thing. So that's good. Now Veena is going to declare something like that about for Mr. Lal, because this is our usual practice. So please.
So, Mr. Lal, one thing
Yes.
that keeps Mr. Lal young and active and happy and healthy is his beautiful love for singing. And he's going to sing a bhajan for us today.
Just one para, one or two
One
para.
para, and that's how we always end our discussion all the time. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Hare Om. Hare Om. Hare Om. Hare Om. मन तर पत हरे दर्शन को आज मन तर पत हरे दर्शन को आज मोहे तुम बिन बिगड़े सगरे काज हो बिनती करत हूँ रखियो लाज मन तर पत हरे दर्शन को आ।
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Wonderful. I hope both of you enjoyed being on this panel. As Dr. Sanjay has said, please join us again and again to share this knowledge so that more and more people around the world can benefit from our Indian ancient wisdom.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank
Thank
you,
you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much.
Thank you for your
thank
time.
you, thank you,
Thank
thank
you.
you.